There are moments in entertainment history when a single performer defines an entire era of comedy and heartfelt storytelling. Catherine O'Hara was one of those rare artists, someone whose presence on screen could shift the entire energy of a room. Whether she was making you laugh until your sides hurt or breaking your heart with a single glance. The entertainment world lost an extraordinary talent recently, and with her passing, we're reminded of just how much joy, creativity, and humanity she brought to nearly 5 decades of performances. This is the story of Catherine O'Hara, just a career. But the woman who made so many of us feel less alone. Catherine was born in Toronto in the early 1990s, growing up in a household that valued creativity and self-expression. Her parents fostered an environment where imagination wasn't just encouraged, it was expected. Little did anyone know that this Canadian girl would go on to influence generations of comedians and actors. In the 1970s, Catherine found her footing in the Toronto comedy scene, performing in sketch shows and developing her craft with the same dedication that would define her entire career. But it was her work with a certain legendary sketch comedy group that would change everything. She became known for her ability to disappear into characters completely. One moment, she was a desperate housewife, the next, an absurd villain or a down-in-her-luck dreamer. What made Catherine different was her honesty. Even in the broadest comedic moments, you could sense real emotion underneath. She wasn't just trying to get the biggest laughs, she was trying to tell the truth about being human, about struggling, about the funny ways we cope with disappointment and joy. By the 1980s and beyond, Catherine had discovered something powerful. The camera loved her. But more importantly, audiences understood her. She brought a unique quality to every role, vulnerability mixed with wild humor. Pathos wrapped in comedy, she became known for choosing roles that required her to fully commit to complex, often difficult characters, whether she was playing a woman at the end of a rope or a family member caught in chaos. Catherine approached each character with theatrical flair and genuine depth. She didn't judge her characters. She lived inside them. One of her most iconic partnerships spanned decades, where she worked with a particular filmmaker multiple times. In these collaborations, Catherine proved that she could anchor entire films with her presence. She could be the emotional core while surrounded by madness, bringing authenticity to stories that celebrated the beautifully dysfunctional nature of family and relationships. What audiences loved most was her willingness to be unglamorous, to let her characters be messy and real. She'd show up to set and embody someone's worst moment's desperation, grief, hysteria, and make it feel true. There was never a vanity to her work. Catherine cared about the character and the story, not about being the prettiest or most likable person on screen. As decades passed, Catherine didn't just age on screen, she deepened. Her later work showed an artist at the height of her powers. She could deliver a comedic line with impeccable timing, then turn around and break your heart in the next scene. She became known for roles that required her to be the matriarch, the voice of reason or unreason, the keeper of family secrets. In these performances, she brought wisdom, humor, and an almost sacred understanding of what it means to hold a family together or watch it fall apart. Colleagues and collaborators consistently spoke about her professionalism and generosity on set. Catherine didn't hog scenes. She elevated everyone around her. She was genuinely curious about other actors' processes and committed to making the ensemble work, not just her individual performance. Her work in prestige television in recent years introduced her to a whole new generation of fans who discovered that this woman had been brilliant the entire time. Young viewers who'd never seen her earlier work were shocked to learn she'd been creating magic for decades. She became something of a grandmother figure to them, someone whose talent felt timeless. But Catherine O'Hara was more than just her performances. Those who knew her spoke of her kindness, her genuine interest in people, and her ability to make anyone feel like they mattered. She wasn't someone who seemed affected by her own celebrity. If anything, she was sometimes bemused by it. She maintained a long-term partnership with another creative person, and their relationship became something of a blueprint for how two artists could build a life together with mutual respect and genuine partnership. They appeared together, supported each other's work, and seemed to genuinely enjoy one another. Catherine was also a woman who understood her own power and used it carefully. She didn't leverage her talent for attention. She let her work speak. She did interviews thoughtfully, spoke about her craft with humility, and seemed genuinely grateful for the opportunities she'd been given. In an industry obsessed with image and self-promotion, she remained grounded and authentic. What Catherine O'Hara leaves behind is a body of work that will be discovered and rediscovered by new generations. Her films will be watched, her performances studied, her comedic timing referenced. She created moments that became part of our shared cultural memory. But more than that, she modeled what it means to be a working artist, someone who shows up, commits fully, and respects the craft. She proved that you could be widely acclaimed without being pretentious, successful without being difficult, and talented without needing constant validation. The tributes that poured in after her passing revealed something universal. So many people felt like they knew Catherine, felt seen by her performances, felt less alone because of the characters she brought to life. That's the measure of an artist, not awards or box office numbers, but the emotional imprint they leave on the world. She made us laugh at the absurdity of existence. She made us cry at the tenderness of human connection. She made us believe in characters and stories that mattered. Catherine O'Hara's light has gone out, but it doesn't fade. It lives in every film, every moment, every scene where someone chooses to watch her work and be transported. She was a gift to cinema, to comedy, and to everyone who ever needed to feel understood by a stranger on screen. She will be remembered not just as an actress, but as an artist who cared deeply about her work and the people around her. And in a world that often feels fractured and distant, that kind of authenticity and commitment is something truly worth celebrating. Thank you, Catherine. Your work will endure.